Live from a time-space paradox.
I don't even know what that is.
I thought you said a pair of socks. This is Some of Its Parts, a podcast of pop cultural misunderstandings.
Today, Kari and Andy are going to be filling in the plot for Space Thunder Kids. So, Space Thunder Kids is an anime, sort of, kind of, not really. It's 90 minutes long.
Look, if Cory in the House can be an anime, a lot of things can be an anime.
This is a fair point. It's a space opera, sort of.
You keep saying sort of.
It is its own thing. Basically, the Earth is being invaded by a dark presence called the Dark Empire.
So, what, do they take the form of, giant dark goobers? How do they invade? Are...
In spaceships. They take various forms, mostly blue-skinned people. They are led by the Dark Emperor and his two top lieutenants, Lieutenant Zaga and Lieutenant Tim.
Wait, Tim and Zaga?
Zaga. Yep.
Nailed it. So this just sounds like a Smurfs reboot.
Well, I was gonna say, the Blue Man Group decided to finally invade all of our dumbasses for not appreciating their cultural heritage enough.
Which would also be the Smurfs.
Yeah.
Shh. They don't want us to know that. Okay, so they're invading Earth, and so do we have, a ragtag team of, spunky young individuals, maybe charismatic and attractive?
We do, in fact.
Okay.
We have a team of 3.
Oh my god, I literally thought you said 18, and I was like, well,
got 18 of them!
Well, shit.
That is one Jane Michael Vincent for every precinct. Plus 2. Backups.
You gotta have those backups.
But they're only allowed to have 8. They won't sign the legislation for more.
You gotta take what you can get, man.
Unfortunately, Earth is not defended by a small army of Jan Michael Vincents.
Well, then what's the fucking point?
That's my question to you. Instead, we have 3 spunky teenagers who have their own weapon. What do you guys think their weapons?
Is it the power of love? Is it the power of friendship? Is it the power of a space cannon?
It is all 3 tied into a mecha.
Oh, they've got some Voltron shit going on.
Basically, yes. I have decided, after much deliberation, to call these characters Keith, Hunk, and Girl.
Keith, Hunk, and Girl. Okay.
Why these names?
Keith and Hunk are from Voltron, the characters they most resemble, and the girl is the one in the pink armor.
You got to have that pink No, I'm kidding. No, you don't. No, you don't.
You really don't. You 100% don't. So, the Dark Empire is invading, and there's only 3 heroes that can stop them.
Hey, real quick, is there a president?
Yes, there is.
Oh, no!
But it's the 80s, so he's unfortunately white.
Oh, yeah, he's basically Dr. Light from Mega Man. He's just old white dude with a beard.
Oh.
But the Dark Empire has an ally. Who do you think that ally is on Earth? Somebody on Earth.
Okay, it's obviously the president.
Lord Voldemort!
It's gotta be the president. Or the blue... I like the Blue Man Group.
I think there's somebody that you haven't considered, Kari.
No.
Guy Fieri!
No!
I'm sorry, it's not Guy Fieri.
It totally is!
President Guy Fieri!
President Guy Fieri.
Wait, hold on, they have a president, but then there's an evil president?
You have to have President of Flavor Town!
Okay. Hold on, so is there, like, Space President and then Guy Fieri is President of Flavor Time?
So humanity has not properly unified yet. They have a space program, but they have not properly unified into a single world government. So there are multiple presidents.
Okay, so there's multiple presidents, but President Fieri is evil, and President...
I'm gonna put this I'm putting this in the fucking ground. I am vetoing President Fieri because it makes me angry to say.
Okay, then present us with an alternative shitty president.
Oh, really? You want me to go there?
Alternative presidents.
Okay.
Look, I'm not saying our current one. I'm saying some other shit celebrity to be the evil president.
President Jude Law.
President Michael Vick.
President Michael Vick. Okay, so President.
Listen, it's where this country is going. Sorry, this is too dark. We can't do President Michael Vick.
No, it's the Dark Empire, Dark Goobers. They're invading. Okay, so it can be dark.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Michael Vick, it's too dark. It's too mean.
President Puppy Beater has been the bad guy all along. Who would have thought it, guys?
Stop. Guys, stop. We are too mean. We are too, fucking dark. We might as well have said Coney, President fucking...
That's a name I haven't heard in an age.
Yeah. We'll pick a more benign asshole.
President Jan Michael Vincent.
No!
No.
I'm not gonna tarnish the good name. Jay Leno's kind of a dick.
He's too busy driving his fancy cars and having the world's most incredible chin. So
incredible, is that what we're gonna call it?
I mean,
it's imposing.
The world's most imposing chin.
So, since this is kind of hitting a brick wall, I will just reveal this as a quick little revelation. The human leader who has defected to join the
is it the
Dark
chick?
Empire? No, it is North Korean dictator Kim Il-sung.
For real, it's Kim Il-sung?
Yeah.
What?
They're not even fucking around?
No, it is the
What?
actual Kim Il-sung.
The actual Kim Jong-un.
No, not Kim Jong-il, not Kim Jong-un.
No,
Kim Il-sung, the great leader who
the
has
original.
never died and will never die because he is glorious and forever.
So this cartoon
Yes.
was you know who really needs to fucking eat it animation-wise? This bitch. That's fucking amazing.
So
why did you make this sound like it's the worst show ever? I'm gonna fucking marathon this
We've
show.
got North Korea and Dark Goobers on one side versus fucking Voltron.
Oh, not just Voltron. Voltron, the entire cast of Gundam, and Mazinger Z. All rolled into one. It's real robot and super giant robot all mixed together.
So where the fuck do they get the name? Is that their team name?
That's a
Super
problem.
Thundercat Kids in Space?
Yes.
Hawaiian Pizza Cats, I remember.
Hawaiian Pizza.
That is their name.
Who decided on that? They were well, let's let
Well,
the shitty kids
obviously-
name themselves.
Obviously a 5-year-old who had very loose concepts of what things are.
You know, what if they had that same 5-year-old, name the team from Armageddon? They're oh, look, there's Bruce Willis and the other guys we don't care about, and the guy with weird eyes, and they're in space with Aerosmith. I'm gonna name them Frog Puppets.
Frog Puppets GT.
What is going on? This sounds crazy. Also, listen, Space Thunder Kids is clearly an institution, a time-honored thing. It's the highest point of being a Navy SEAL.
So
you
these
get
kids you don't think are the first Space Thunder Kids. This is
No.
an institution.
It's
that
a
has been
legacy.
this is a family legacy.
Space
actually.
Thunder Kids, they get used up.
Okay.
The only problem is it would be a legacy if these kids didn't die immediately after being deployed for anything.
That's a question then. What happened to the previous Space Thunder Kids?
Well, they clearly...
Kim Jong-un killed them. With science.
I think that the problem is that they're literally sending kids with no training into space.
To pilot fucking giant Voltron.
They don't even have their fucking driver's licenses
They get in there and they're like, what are we doing? How? What did this button do? And then that button just Kim Jong-suns them out of existence.
This was made long before Evangelion and Gunbuster, so nobody knew that child soldiers in Mecha was a bad idea.
Ooh, okay, so they're still living in that magical bliss.
The ignorant bliss of, hey, let's just put a kid in a fucking robot and see what happens. Send them off to war.
It's because adults know better. It's these damn kids who think they know everything that will enlist themselves.
So, I have a question for you guys. Why is the Dark Empire invading?
Why aren't they? Our Earth is garbage on fire.
They want all
the Lucky Charms. Sorry.
Yeah. They want all the fucking Lucky Charms. And so we've got a whole bunch of, like, terrible Irish stereotypes flying around trying to guard this in space. They took the Lucky Charms to the moon, to their secret Leprechaun moon base, and that's where the Space Thunder kids are. They took out there are lightning bolts in Lucky Charms, right?
Yeah.
So they took out all of the lightning bolt Lucky Charms and were like, we're gonna load your mech up with these as ammunition to give you power. And there's moons too, right? Blue moons?
Yeah.
Yeah! So they put those all together and were like, you're kids. And there's space with the moons and thunder.
Make it work somehow.
Listen to me. I'm looking up all of the Lucky Charms, and we're going to incorporate each and every one into this mythos.
I do like that you caught on to something that is in the show, or in the movie.
Just horrible advertising. Cheap advertising.
The racist stereotypes, because a quick scene in the UN shows that the UN is just packed with them. Just packed.
Care to reveal some of these stereotypes?
No.
I actively refuse to do that.
Yes.
I think you can already guess.
Listen, you guys can't, our audience can't see me, but I am the last person who should be describing racist stereotypes.
Alright, guys. So, I'm just gonna let you know. Why the fuck is this not... Like, okay, so they have purple horseshoes, which they obviously affix to the feet of the mechas, because the mechas are in the shape of horses.
Just like a mound of horseshoes.
Yep. Purple horseshoes, red balloons, which they tie to the mechas in order to get these...
fly through space, yeah.
Yeah. We have the blue crescent moons, which is just their navigation map at this point, just to fucking go. And they have orange and white shooting stars, which I think would make a little bit better ammunition. And then they have yellow and orange pots of gold, which they're clearly protecting, and then pink, yellow, and blue rainbows.
Well, no, the pots of gold are what's being used to fund.
Ah, yeah. You know, the
space program.
the marshmallow-based economy of Earth.
Of course. And then there's green leprechaun hats, and everyone knows that's just for looking fly. And then they have pink hearts, which is... It's their sweet pink hearts that they're using, and they're thinking about, you know,
it's the power
mission.
of friendship and love.
Yep.
Specifically for girl.
Holy shit. It just says the one shape to survive since the beginning. So apparently these other shapes that we mentioned are no longer in these fucking things. I don't know.
Part of some brutal battle royale style elimination process.
What
we make all the marshmallows fight each other and only the strongest survive.
This sounds like what is happening and I'm terrified. What's going on, Lucky Charms? Why are you changing your recipe constantly?
Wait, okay, so if the Space Thunder Buddies are Lucky Charms, then the Dark Goobers have to be some other cereal.
Hey, I am so sorry to interrupt this train of thought, and please reiterate it, but I'm terrified of what I just read. Do you mind? Okay. The marshmallows, by the way, I'm reading this straight off of Wikipedia. I did not edit it to say this. The marshmallows are meant to represent Lucky's magical charms, each with their own special meaning or power. So there's a mythos to Lucky Charms that we have not properly explored yet. The following are explanations of the permanent marshmallows. Are you ready? Number 1, hearts. Power to bring things to life. What the fuck? What kind of dark necromancer is Lucky that he's just gonna, like, bring shit to life to, like, fight these kids?
He's a lich.
Oh
Lucky
my
is
shit!
a lich.
Yes!
Do you...
And
maybe?
the Lucky Charms, they're his phylactery. That's what he puts his soul into to
Wait,
keep his life.
so the
Immortal.
Dark Emperor from this is clearly Lucky from Lucky Charms, and he's after his Lucky Charms that the kids took!
Yes!
Holy
yes,
shit!
These are the kids! These are the Space Thunder kids!
That's why he's trying to conquer Earth, to get back his goddamn Lucky Charms!
We did it! We cracked it!
Okay, well, they're clearly using these charms to power their mech. Like, listen to how these kids are utilizing their charms. Number 1, hearts, power to bring things to life. Number 2, shooting stars, power to fly. Number 3,
they're using these to power the mech!
Number 3, horseshoes, power to speed things up.
Yes.
Number 4, clovers, luck, but you will never know what kind of luck you will get. What kind of shitty service is that, Lucky? Fuck you!
Maybe Kim Il-sung will attack today. Maybe he won't. Who knows?
It's all up to those magical clovers. Number 5, blue moons, the power of invisibility. Holy fuck.
Oh, shit.
Number 6, rainbows, instantaneous travel from place to place, or rather, space to space. Am I right?
Or rather, why did we bother with the flying if we can just teleport?
Number
you
7.
teleport somewhere, then you fly around, okay?
Well, we have the balloons, power to make things float, and number 8, the hourglass, power to control time. Why are we not launching a government to, like, find Lucky and, like, just get all of it? He's a national security threat. I'm just kidding, I don't want to go that way with Lucky, that sounds terrible.
Yeah,
No,
no,
but
don't
we've
need Lucky and Gitmo.
We already determined that he's the evil emperor, though, so, like, you know, maybe for years, this is like, CIA has had kid operatives.
I like the idea that these 3 kids were like, we're gonna put an end to Lucky's, like, ridiculousness now. It ends today! And they stole all of his charms, and each one of them is responsible for, like, hiding specific charms.
Hunter's hurting right now.
Hunter's upset that he didn't watch our version
Yes,
of Space Thunder Kids. Which, by the way, would be the ultimate propaganda for Lucky Charms. Against Lucky Charms. Like, why would Lucky Charms put that shit out?
No, because then kids want to eat it to get superpowers. They're like, if I eat this, then I'll be able to, like, teleport and shit. Hey, Mom, I'm gonna jump out this window and check to see if it works.
But then I also have to go on a magical hero's journey to find myself, which will require, like, getting the power snapped from me and having to learn to be that the power was inside me all along.
I thought you would just, like, go outside your trampoline and burn off the sugar high until you felt like a normal functioning person again.
That's a lot better, actually.
Well, I'm a girl, so I guess I have to fall in love with one of these fuckwits, so I'm just gonna stay home.
Societal pressures.
So, in their fight against the Space Empire, or the Dark Empire, god damn it, the Space Thunder Kids also have an ally who is not exactly on the right side of the law.
Oh my god, it's Captain Crunch! Captain Crunch defected from the Navy.
And became a space pirate. A space pirate of flavor.
Yes, but he's like well, the reason why they were like pressuring him is because his cereal fucks up your mouth. Like, it's so dangerous. They're like, do you put glass in this? Why the fuck is the roof of my mouth shredded?
Hey, some of us like that pain.
That's not for kids, sir.
Crunchatize me, Captain. In the mouth. I'm bleeding.
Oh, gosh. Is that the ending of 50 Shades of Grey?
If they scream, Crunchatize me, Captain,
Well, their mouth bleeds All Might style.
Oh, best dad.
I'm sorry. I don't know if it should be Captain Crunch or Tony the Tiger.
Oh, no. It's Captain Crunch. He is evil, okay? Tony is just down with the furry crowd.
Here's the thing. It could be both. Because there are siblings in this space pirate team.
If Captain Crunch is the brother of Tony the Tiger, I would love to, like, sketch out that pedigree, because it is very confusing.
I would not. I will leave that to 4chan.
Leave nothing to 4chan.
There are other people's Patreons to fund this.
Yes. Anybody who wants $5 to sketch this out, link us to your Patreon.
Or don't! Or we'll give you $5 to not sketch it out. You tell us.
Ransom money. That's how this all gets started.
I'll do my share to protect the internet. What are you willing to do?
Okay, so Hunter, give us the goods here. What's the reveal?
No reveal! We're still sketching this shit out. There's siblings that are allies to the kids. We don't know anything about these kids. Who are these kids?
I just told you. There's Keith, there's Hunk, and there's Girl.
I don't believe... Okay, first off, fuck you.
I don't know the subtleties between a Keith and a Hunk, so I just assume that one of them is very debonair and the other one is not.
One has a six-pack, the other one is more rotund.
Which one's the Hunk, then?
The rotund one, because Hunk is the large member of Voltron team.
Yeah, but the name Hunk and, like, six-pack, you know...
Don't worry about it. I'm interested in Girl. She sounds very multifaceted.
She isn't.
I assure you there's nothing to be found here. This was the 80s.
She's not even given the role of love interest. She's just there.
Oh, thank God for representation. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a quiet girl who doesn't say anything, but might be there, you know. All right. Hunter, are we at that point?
I think so, yeah. Okay, so for the reveal. I described this before getting into it as a very experimental episode, because the experiment was, this segment is called Fill in the Plot. Problem is, there is no plot to Space Thunder Kids.
Wait,
there
what?
is literally no fucking plot to Space Thunder Kids. It is... So, little background. Space Thunder Kids was a production by this guy named Joseph Lake, who basically bought a bunch of cheap South Korean knockoffs of popular Japanese anime. Basically fused them together, like cut them apart, fused them together into a 90-minute movie.
Wait, what? So it's like all previous content that was unrelated sewn together?
Yeah, it's a Frankenstein of Voltron, Mazinger Z, Gundam, a weird show called Saviors of the Earth, which was just a ripoff of Tron.
But they're all knockoffs, so we're getting like third-hand knockoffs stitched together into some sort of awful chimera beast.
Yep. Also, Kim Il-sung is in there.
Well, he has to be.
Yeah.
If you're creating that.
Also, I mentioned before that the Space Thunder Kids were in that, mostly just to see where you guys would run with that. Nobody in the show is ever called the Space Thunder Kids. There's a team of 3 kids, the ones I just described. There's also 3 other teams of identical teens who may or may not be those characters. Probably not. Most likely they're just identical kids from other TV shows slapped together.
So this is the anime version of, like, Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Basically, but without the satire.
Oh.
Without the parody.
Why did you watch this?
My friend, I think, was either bought it or was given it, set me down to watch it, and yeah.
Can I make a prediction? You are not friends with that person anymore.
I actually am. It's Tom.
Okay,
Damn
can
it,
I make
Tom.
another prediction? You shouldn't be friends with that person anymore.
Actually, I enjoyed it more than he did.
Can I make a prediction? We're not friends anymore.
Oh, no! Oh, gosh.
So literally, there's just nothing. Like, there's no coherent plot in this.
There's there's just a collection of scenes that they try vaguely to make a try to describe or have narration to explain how they might be connected. It doesn't work. There's some shit about a scientist who's missing. It goes nowhere. And the only person who has an arc is Kim Il-sung, who makes a face turn at the end and actually fights against the Dark Emperor.
What? Why would he do that?
I'm just a little bit hurt and disappointed that we weren't asked to consult on this, because we just made an amazing version of
I
this.
would have paid to watch what you guys did.
Lucky Charms, the anime. Fuck yeah!
God, we're so bad at this. Yes.
There's the high five. It was alright. We'll do better.
I had to rewatch parts of it before I got here, and then I was like, oh no, there really is no plot. Okay, I guess I'm gonna fill in the plot for something that has no plot.
And that's awesome.
With no character.
Oh,
and I didn't even get to explain, but go ahead. It might be. So the space pirates involved are two characters, only one of whom actually has a name. The other one, I kept trying to think of a name for her, either Space Anne Bonnie or just Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Because she has an eye patch?
Yeah, she's a space pirate with an eye patch.
Because it's the 80s and they just slap an eye patch on anyone they want to look edgy.
Here's the thing, though. She looks like a regular, pseudo-attractive anime female. Her sister, though, Sandy, is basically somewhere between a living doll and a pig. A living children's doll and with a weird pig features.
So we weren't off with the Tony the Tiger is related to the Captain Crunch thing. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty spot on. Yeah. Now that I think about it, it was dreadfully spot on.
I don't think that. I don't think you mix weird pirate man and tiger and get half pig people.
We're talking about just the idea of siblings who should not be siblings.
Okay.
Assuming that adoption wasn't
at play.
If it was never said.
Like a Stuart Little-esque kind of thing.
As far as
you take care of this.
As far as we know, both of them came from the same mother, and we're just not going to examine that.
How did they casually mention they were sisters? Hey, sis!
They just call each other sisters.
Hey, sisters. There's only two of us. Shh.
What's up, sis? Well, other than the fact that I'm hella bitter that you got the human features,
not much.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, Kim Jong-sung. Kim Il-sung.
What? Why did you say that name? What?
Because that's what else is up.
No.
North Korea.
Which, by the way, striking commentary that's relevant to this day. I'm really impressed. I think this was a political drama that we just didn't pay enough attention to.
North Korea will inevitably sell out the human race, but then go back on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
For
that checks
political
out.
gain. Yeah, let's be done. So, I used to have it, God help me, on DVD. That with another Joseph Lee movie, I think was called Phoenix Kids or something.
This guy loves kids.
Yeah.
This guy cannot get enough of those adventure kids.
Oh, yes. He loves adventure kids, and he loves lieutenants named Tim or Jim. Because I mentioned that there was a joke of there are two lieutenants, Lieutenant Zaga and Lieutenant Tim. That joke is also in the second movie I had. He recycled the joke, only he changed the name from Tim to Jim.
He's not even originally shitty.
Yeah. But I used to have the DVD, and I was looking for it in preparation for this, and then I realized, oh, I must have thrown it out when I moved houses.
you didn't even take the time to properly burn it.
No.
And make sure it wasn't coming back.
It could potentially be out there in the ether. So the only prep I basically had was finding it on YouTube, where it can stalk us for the rest of our lives.
So we'd had a lot of hype leading up to doing this one. Because Hunter had dropped that name, and that name alone was just like, damn, what is that? And we had to, like, curb our enthusiasm to look up what this, like, hot pile of garbage was about to be.
It's an evocative name, frankly. Like, you hear an anime called Space Thunder Kids, and a lot pops into your head.
Particularly, like, my mind went straight to, like, Anime Spy Kids.
Which needs to now happen.
No, the third one was anime.
Yeah, it was
so
I
bad.
haven't seen the... Are we just equating shitty things to anime? Is that the joke now?
That is the joke.
Because last Tuesday was so anime, you guys.
Anime
it was
is
the
the
worst.
joke.
Well, I mean, like, there's a specific kind of shitty. Like, it has to be shitty, but, like, really over the top as well. Like, if you're, like, the people in your program started, like, bugging their eyes out and having really crazy expressions all day while being shitty. There we go. Tuesday was really anime. Michelle was just, like, screaming about her senpai. It was the worst.
My counselor broke down and cried. Is that anime or just, like...
Only if he broke down and cried over how pure and beautiful his little sister was.
Oh.
No, it was just over his students.
Wait, like, he was in front of everybody and was like, "You're all just so beautiful!"
Nope, he was in front of me and said, "I'm just thinking about my students," and then just started crying.
And you're just like, this is a put-on. You're a put-on. You're a fucking government false flag operation.
I immediately started looking for cameras because I figured that this was Ashton Kutcher's glorious return.
Struts in. It's like, hey, you got academically pranked.
He doesn't even strut in. He charges in, socks Kari across the face, and fucking leaves.
That would be more enjoyable than the meeting I had.
Horseback on a dapple gray pony that's kind of rotund, that just more or less bounces into there as he smacks you and then bounds out the opposing window.
While screaming, "Demi, come back to me!"
I just figured that was his only mode of transportation now. I didn't know celebrities walked.
Well, I feel like sometimes, you know, he just rides, oh god, what's his name?
Charlie Sheen.
No, his co-star from,
Topher Grace?
Yes, he just sort of, like, mopeds around on Topher Grace's, like, failed career. Or stalled career.
No, failed at this point. I mean...
Just sort of hovers around, he's like, "I'm walking on sunshine."
That's an image, right?
No, I'm totally not. I'm just remembering The Dictator. Sorry.
Wait, the movie?
No. I'm remembering
Kim Il-sung?
Oh,
yeah.
Kim Il-sung.
Just remembering his glorious cameo and how many other cameos they cut out in post. They were just like, guys, we can't just have fucking every single member of AC/DC just show up. It doesn't make any sense.
We can't have Bill Clinton here. Bill Clinton's not even president yet. What are you people talking about?
Well, but we know.
Oh my god. Sorry,
it's inevitable.
Guys. My,
This saxophone cannot be stopped. This is the nightmare I expected from Space Thunder Kids.